I just sort of want to decompress here for a little bit. I kind of feel like I've sort of, you know, swam out into the deep end, gone out into the ocean. Somehow I'm leaving something behind. I'm sailing away. And I'm being picked up by the current, but I feel like I can recognize it a little bit just, from the experience that I've had so far in my life. And I just wanted to kind of acknowledge that for a minute and take my time to talk about it, see where I kind of stand on things right now, see where I feel about everything that I'm interacting with. What do I feel like is taking the cake, so to speak, right now, figure out where my tail is leading me. Some appendage that is like a phantom that doesn't exist to anybody else, but it's just some part of you that you never knew, but everybody else knows. So it goes without saying. Trying to identify some of those things, trying to figure out where I'm comfortable and where I feel like I falter, where I feel like I'm foggy. Who am I and who do I look like? Just some things that I feel like this open dialogue can bring to light, like I can somehow cast a light upon myself. There's always some stage in which we can reveal the act that is being played. Is it the best role for us, or are we just chasing dead ends, dreams, fairy tales, those types of things? I really have had quite a big change with the season. I don't know if the seasons affect anybody else as much as they affect me, but damn, just this whole sense of feeling like I need to move and be doing something and standing really starts to come upon me when this weather starts to change. It's like I feel like I got to get outside, I got to do some stuff, but I'm like a big man now, and I got to be careful of my footprint, so to speak, and all these things. But I don't know if it's best to fall into spring, or however all these sayings go, like all the eons of man somehow knows what the best plan is, but every man is different. So to say what is sort of like not listening to every man. But it really does affect me quite a bit, and I find myself wondering how to stick with what I've been doing. I feel like I just need to relax and take everything day by day, try to remember the simple things that I believe in, and believe that this place in which everything comes from is sort of built upon that belief. It's this idea that really experience is kind of chance. But the fact that it's this chance, this experience that we're having, basically allows us to choose where we want to go, where we want to end up, and how we're going to see the world. And I really do feel like if you choose to see things from a certain direction or in a certain way, that you can sort of overcome these factors, because chance allows for perspective. It allows you to make decisions and to change the narrative. And I think it allows you to see the good. I think that it allows you to say that there will always be something good. The fact that things are chance allows us to say that there's always something in waiting. And all we have to do is wait and make sure that that's what we want. And we can align ourselves with that. And then chance becomes an eventuality. It becomes this thing that gives us the ability to change directions. It's not necessarily this thing that is completely emotionless. It actually is a misunderstanding. It's as close as we can get to saying that whatever is going on, this thing that we call life, is true, because it considers all things. The more that we say that it's not just chance, the more that we become entertained by these tales. Again, maybe it's better to have more tales than one. But then again, the more that I am a fairy tale myself, being many-tailed, do I believe more or less in this tale? I mean, if I really do believe that there's goodness, in that there's raw emotion, I don't have to try to prove things to anybody or prove things, grand or somehow reaching from the beyond. I think that simple emotion is enough to show people that there's a lot that's out of control. And it all resorts back to this idea of chance that I've stated. It's considerate because it allows there to be this thing of unknown. It's just one step away, one word that doesn't necessarily elicit into there being complete nihilism as to your viewpoint. You say chance, which allows there to be something perhaps. But if I try to live this fairy tale, am I believing more or less in this idea? How do I grab a hold of this tale and prove to myself that I don't need to prove it to anyone? anyways, those are some of my thoughts as I feel like I'm sort of casting off here as the sun is coming over the horizon. You know, every season is like a day and a night, each filled with days and nights. And eventually our life is going to be like a day and a night. We'll have dreams and we'll have real things. Or is it just chance? But I believe that from that we can plan and we can come to understand ourselves, and we can have sure footing. We can understand what change is. And I know that being real is sometimes scary because you think, who is going to listen to this? Will I even listen? Because it's demanding, it's directing, it's authoritative, and maybe a little bit boring, maybe too on the nose, or somehow out of pocket, who knows? I mean, with all the sayings today, it's like a saying could go anyway with how many people are saying it. Just like, well, who's saying the saying? But anyways, this is sort of what I'm saying. I just wanted to check in with myself. I wanted to sort of meditate for a minute and just really try to calm myself down in front of the camera and speak my mind. You know, I don't even try to rhyme, but sometimes it just comes out like that, guys. You know, trying to find my place in this world. Is it all just a belief that eventually we'll be old and understand things, but in the moment we're always outsiders to ourselves, never really knowing? But again, everybody else knows, just like those tales that I spoke of. And again, when it seems like we're doing things according to some plan, we have no plans, man. You know? What is really necessary? What are the things that I have to do? How can I contribute? How do I recognize when I am being taken advantage of? What are realistic goals in this world? What challenges do I have? What rights do I have? What rights do I believe in? What is the simplest way of expressing what I think life should be? What do I think life is? If I understand these things, will I be able to communicate with my surroundings? Will people understand me, or will they think that I am too far in the deep end? At this point in time, everything has become almost so automatic. The rudimentary things, like being able to express your feelings and what you understand or believe to be true, is somehow complicated. Because everybody knows everything. So everybody's reaching to try to create some sense of nothing, actually. But it's very complicated to try and reach back and to try to say to people, to these factors in your life, to things, to your dreams, to yourself. But I think it's good to get it out. I think it's good to try to orient yourself every once in a while. Maybe it's drawing a circle and trying to stand in it to see if you're balanced, or trying to sit in front of a camera and see if you can't genuinely talk for more than 10 minutes about what you think is going on and where you think you stand. Again, I'm not really sure where I'm going, but I do believe that if I focus on being able to communicate with things, that I can communicate these things, and I can be of service where service is required, up to the point of what is needed is met. And up to that point, I can jump on board with the sun. And as the day shines, I can paint pictures for fun, and I can be content with things that have meaning to little things. Just like being able to say how I feel about something. And whether or not I think that I need to participate, or what I think we should all be participating in, and what I think is unnecessary. So anyways, there's my little checkup. Just thought I would do that and try to sort of see if I really couldn't just relax on camera for a minute. It's kind of changed a little bit my dynamic, where I had more interactions because I was online more and other certain things. But anyways, I think I'm going to upload this and then call it a night. So if this helped, great. If it was challenging, I'm sorry. But it's probably only a chance that you'll see this anyways. Peace.